Hi everyone, my name is Mikaela. Come join me in packing a Balikbayan box. So Balikbayan boxes are these cardboard boxes that family members who are overseas fill with goods and send back home as a token of their love. Balikbayan loosely translates to going back home. Balik means going back or coming back, and bayan is country / nation. So Balikbayan, going back home. And this is a way for someone far away to go back home. Traditionally, they were filled with American goods you couldn't get back home or that were very expensive to buy in the Philippines, filled with lots of canned goods and American candies and chocolates, bath products. Filipino people love like Dove soap and Nivea lotion. I remember growing up and watching my aunt send these home. And I say home because I am from the Philippines. I moved to the States when I was 10. I remember her, meticulously like organizing everything, packing things, taping items and writing like her individual siblings' names on them, and just looking at each item and being like, oh, this would look so great on my brother. Every item that you fill with it, there is that thought of, wow, like I know my, so-and-so would really appreciate this, or this would look good on them. That was one way to connect with your family who were so far away. What should go in first? I'm gonna try my best to pack this as efficiently and as space maximizing as possible. Spam. My family's always like, sand spam, 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 spam. And I do have fond memories of growing up and eating spam and eggs and garlic fried rice. So spam. It's one of those treats to have once in a while. Heavy things in the bottom. Okay, what's next? Corned beef. Corned beef is a Filipino staple. So good if you cut up some onions and garlic and just stir fry it. You have to stir fry it to the point that the parts are crispy. And then you eat that with rice and Filipino ketchup. So good and very filling. Okay. Chicken breast. So, vitamins. Sending some vitamins to my cousin's kids. I'll cut that out, okay? Yo, Dove soap. Filipinos love Dove soap. Candy. Yo, like come on. Twix bars. My absolute favorite growing up. Kit Kat.
Hello. Please add these.
Listen! So something I commonly do is touch base with my cousins back home through Facebook Messenger. And one request I did get from my cousin's son, a Roblox backpack. So here we go. Ugh. Something else I'll be throwing in there. An art kit. So put that in there. See if it fits. Okay, it doesn't fit. And then the other thing he asked for was a car toy. Like if I wanted a car toy as a kid, I would have been so happy with this one. A tip I have is to definitely don't be afraid to reach out to your friends and ask them if they have anything that they're getting rid of that you can send back home. I have a couple of friends who have kids who outgrow their clothes, and I say, hey, if you have anything left over, I would love to send it back home, and everyone is always very happy to do that. So Balikbayan boxes, like an older tradition, not as common with my generation and the generation younger. And not so long ago, I was having a conversation with one of my Filipino friends, and we were talking about this stigma. And a stigma is like setting up expectations, also like the guilt of not sending enough. Basically, there's this hesitation to start sending things and giving things because it might create expectations, and it eventually can lead to conflict if the person sending feels like there's too much expectation, or that it starts this like effect of people constantly asking for things, expecting things, or them having this guilt of like, oh, like I don't have enough to send back home. And so for me, early on, when I decided that I am going to reach out to my family members and like offer to send money, offer to send my support back home, is that I was always going to do it because I wanted to, not because there's an expectation that I should do it. And so from the very beginning, I was always very honest and upfront with my family members and said, I will help where I can, when I want to, and when I'm able to. One way to get over that stigma is just to be very honest and very upfront in the very beginning and say, I'm gonna send, what I can, when I can. I won't always be able to. And generally, I want to do this, and I feel very blessed to be able to share. And going forward, this is a tradition I definitely want to continue on as part of my life, as a way for me to connect with my family members back home, and just a way to be able to give in a very, very simple, easy way. I mean, I fill up this box, someone comes, picks it up, and takes it across the globe and delivers it at the doorsteps of my family members, and they can open it and know that they have someone across the world that thinks about them. It's a tradition I want to be able to pass on to my kid, and yeah, so I'll see how much more I can pack into this box, and then I have another box I'm gonna fill. So I've got a few more men's clothes left for my cousins and their husbands. A really cool thing to be able to give people is something to support their businesses back home or their livelihood back home. My cousin's husband is a barber, and I found a good deal for a hair cutting kit. Okay, so one box is filled, and as you can see, I've got quite a bit of things to go here. One thing to keep in mind is that it's a little bit more economical to kind of accumulate these things over time versus buying them all at once. Also, like I said, if you talk to your siblings, your cousins, friends, and just say, hey, if you have X things that your family back home would be able to use and appreciate, don't be embarrassed to ask, because as you know, we are here in the States constantly purging things, getting rid of things, replacing things, and they can always go into a Balikbayan Box. This is actually a very exciting box for me because in a few months, I'll be making my journey home for the first time in 20 years. So I'm sending this box ahead of my journey back home. My own Balikbayan is around the corner. Oh, and I'm using Atlas shipping. I used them last time, had a wonderful experience. I just called their number, set up a pickup time. The person came at the delivery time I set up. I paid them, and yeah. Well, thank you for packing up my Balikbayan boxes with me. I'll see you guys next time.